49ers faithful. Today, we're diving deep into everything happening with the San Francisco 49ers as they gear up for their matchup in New Orleans. The biggest story on everyone's mind is Brock Purdy sitting out, and naturally, that shifts a lot of focus onto him. Jones stepping in under center. It's not just about the quarterback change, though. The team has been managing a series of injuries that have made each practice and each game feel like a puzzle, trying to piece together the strongest possible lineup. George Kittle, for instance, remains a significant absence whose impact is felt immediately, especially when the offense needs to maintain rhythm and consistency. While some players like Brandon Ayuk have already been out and aren't altering the team dynamic much from last week, the return of other key contributors has generated a lot of optimism around Levi's Stadium. One of the brightest signs of hope has been Jauan Jennings showing up at practice, participating in light conditioning drills alongside Trent Williams. While it's not full participation yet, seeing him back on the field is an encouraging indicator, especially given how much pain he appeared to be in during the last game. When you combine that with clean MRI results and positive reports from the team's medical staff earlier in the week, it paints a picture of a player who is trending in the right direction. The possibility of him stepping up more fully in the coming days has everyone watching closely, and it's hard not to feel excited about what that could mean for the team's offensive options. Jennings isn't the only one making headlines in practice this week. Yet Matos, who impressed on the defensive line last weekend, returned to training, demonstrating that he remains a key player in maintaining pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Nick Bosa also returned from his brief rest period, ready to bring the same disruptive energy to the defensive front. Ben Bartch, who has had an unfortunate pattern of playing solidly but then getting sidelined with injuries, finally returned to practice as well. Seeing him on the field is a relief because it restores a level of stability to the offensive line that's been missing. Christian McCaffrey is back, providing the dynamic playmaking the team relies on, and both Jordan Watkins and Jordan James have returned, giving the Niners a much-needed boost in offensive depth. All of this adds weapons to the lineup, which is critical as the team prepares to face Brandon Staley's defense in New Orleans. The 49ers are going to need every advantage possible, and the return of these players gives them options and flexibility heading into the matchup. While Brock Purdy's absence is undeniably significant, there's reason to feel cautiously optimistic about M. Jones stepping into the starting role. Reports suggest that Brock could be out for 2 to 5 weeks. Those statements from John Lynch offer a more hopeful perspective, framing the situation as a week-to-week scenario rather than a long-term absence. This distinction is subtle but important because it shifts the narrative from one of desperation to one of adaptability. If M. Jones can capitalize on this window, it could provide valuable experience without putting the team at a strategic disadvantage. Nick Bosa pointed out an interesting angle regarding M. Jones. Seeing meaningful game action earlier in the season is often better for a backup quarterback than waiting until later when practice reps are limited. In other words, Jones isn't far removed from extensive work during training camp, and that familiarity with the roster could offset some of the lack of live game experience. The dynamic between M. Jones and the returning players is also promising. The connection with targets like Jordan Watkins, who has already received precise throws in practice, shows potential for building chemistry quickly. It's not quite the same as the bond Brock Purdy has developed over the seasons, but it's encouraging that the groundwork has been laid. This week will reveal whether M. Jones can execute in a real game environment, making adjustments in real time while working within a system he already understands. The offensive line may not be perfect, but when compared to what Jones experienced in Jacksonville, the 49ers provide a much more supportive and stable scenario. The running back room, anchored by McCaffrey and potentially supplemented by Jordan James or Brian Robinson Jr., gives the quarterback multiple options to distribute the workload and maintain offensive momentum without over-relying on any single player. Christian McCaffrey's role is particularly notable. Despite handling a heavy load last week, he's showing flashes of freshness and efficiency in practice, a sign that he's able to manage the intensity without burning out. Kyle Shanahan's play calling will likely leverage the running game to create space for the passing attack, which is crucial when introducing a new starter. The New Orleans Saints defense, guided by Brandon Staley, is well prepared, but the 49ers have the kind of depth and versatility that can keep them guessing. The combination of strategic running, selective passing, and experienced coaching creates a scenario where even a quarterback like M. Jones, who has faced criticism for inconsistency, can succeed. John Lynch's comments about M. Jones highlight the organization's confidence in his ability to step in without the offense having to undergo major adjustments. M. Jones has been evaluated extensively, and the coaching staff believes he can operate the offense efficiently, which reduces the risk that Brock Purdy's absence will derail the team. Christian McCaffrey echoed these sentiments, emphasizing that the focus will be on simplicity and execution rather than trying to force plays that the quarterback isn't comfortable with. Maintaining a clear plan and executing fundamentals will be key, and if Jones can manage that, the offense should remain competitive. On the defensive side, the Saleh effect from Week 1 continues to resonate. Robert Saleh's influence on the roster, particularly in coverage schemes, has been evident in the team's performance metrics. The 49ers posted one of the fastest times to pressure in the NFL last weekend, a testament to the defensive line's ability to disrupt opposing quarterbacks even with relative inexperience. The secondary also performed well in coverage, ranking among the top units in the league, which reflects not just individual talent, but the cohesion and preparation instilled by the coaching staff. These elements combine to give the team a strong foundation on both sides of the ball. Metrics like win expectancy after the first game highlight just how resilient this roster can be. Despite facing a series of high-pressure situations, turnovers, and special teams challenges, the 49ers managed to secure victory, demonstrating grit and adaptability. Players like McCaffrey, Bosa, and Matos contributed to maintaining consistency under pressure, and their ability to execute in key moments sets the tone for the coming weeks. With every player returning from injury and contributing in practice, the Niners are in a position to refine their strategy and capitalize on the depth available. As the team heads into New Orleans, the matchup will reveal a lot about the offense's adaptability without Brock Purdy, the quarterbacking potential of M. Jones, and how the team can execute in simplified systems while maintaining aggression and efficiency. The 49ers have weapons, they have strategy, and they have momentum. The pieces are aligning in a way that could make this weekend's game a defining moment for both the players stepping up and the leadership guiding them. Fans should pay attention to how the offensive line coordinates with McCaffrey, how M. Jones manages the tempo, and how defensive pressure influences the game's flow. All of these factors together create a fascinating landscape for football in New Orleans. As the 49ers continue preparing for their clash in New Orleans, the spotlight remains on M. Jones and how he will handle the offensive responsibilities without Brock Purdy. It's a situation that tests not only the quarterback's skill, but also the adaptability and depth of the entire team. M. Jones comes into this game with a fresh perspective, still connected to the training camp rhythm, and surrounded by a roster that is steadily regaining health. Each returning player adds a layer of stability and confidence, from the offensive line to the wide receivers and running backs. The synergy between these returning contributors and Jones will be critical in determining whether the Niners can maintain the momentum they established in Week 1. Christian McCaffrey's involvement remains central to the offensive strategy. Even as M. Jones takes snaps under center, the running back's ability to exploit gaps and make decisive plays keeps defenses honest. His presence allows the 49ers to maintain balance in their attack, mixing runs and passes in ways that prevent the Saints from predicting patterns too easily. This balance is particularly important because M. Jones, while capable, has not yet experienced the same high-pressure scenarios that Brock Purdy has navigated over the years. The offensive line, with Ben Barch now back in action, provides protection that Jones can rely on, giving him time to survey the field and connect with targets who are increasingly familiar with his tendencies. The wide receiver core, although impacted by prior injuries, is showing encouraging signs. Players like Jordan Watkins, who have practiced with Jones, are beginning to anticipate the timing and trajectory of his throws. These connections, formed in practice sessions, will be put to the test under game conditions. The ability of receivers to adjust routes and create separation while Jones reads the defense will be vital for sustaining drives and keeping the Saints' defense on their heels. This week's preparation also emphasizes simplifying assignments, focusing on execution rather than forcing high-risk plays. The coaching staff recognizes that letting Jones operate within his comfort zone can maximize efficiency and minimize mistakes, which is crucial when facing a defense as schematically sound as New Orleans. Defensively, the 49ers remain formidable. Robert Saleh's influence continues to be evident, especially in coverage schemes and situational awareness. The defensive line, led by Nick Bosa and complemented by players like Yet Matos, maintains its ability to pressure quarterbacks rapidly. This quickness disrupts timing and forces opposing offenses to react under duress, creating opportunities for turnovers or rush decisions. Secondary coverage has been a consistent strength, with the unit ranking among the top teams in the league in Week 1. This level of discipline and anticipation on defense provides the offense with a sense of security, knowing that the team can create stops and generate turnovers when necessary. The team's recent performances highlight resilience and adaptability. In their last game, the 49ers faced a series of unpredictable situations, including turnovers and special teams challenges, yet still emerged victorious. This ability to perform under pressure reflects not only individual talent, but also collective preparation and mental toughness. Players are learning to thrive in high-stakes moments, and this experience translates into confidence heading into the next matchup. Every player returning from injury adds to this collective strength, reinforcing the sense that the team is moving in a positive direction despite personnel challenges. Kyle Shanahan's offensive scheme will play a significant role in how effectively Jones can perform. By emphasizing the running game and strategically integrating passing opportunities, the offense can maintain rhythm and control the pace of the game. This approach is particularly beneficial against a defense like New Orleans, which studies tendencies and adjusts quickly. By keeping plays balanced and executing fundamentals, the 49ers can create opportunities for big plays while minimizing exposure to risk. McCaffrey's versatility in the backfield allows Shanahan to design creative schemes that complement Jones' strengths, whether through read options, screens, or quick passes that exploit defensive alignments. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The rumor mill is buzzing in the NFL world, and all eyes are turning to the Bay Area as whispers grow louder about a potential blockbuster move by the San Francisco 49ers. According to sources close to the organization, the team is making a serious push to bring in one of the league's most feared defensive ends, Danielle Hunter. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders suggest that the 49ers see Hunter as the missing piece to solidify their already formidable defensive front. Fans have been dreaming of this possibility ever since the 49ers' defense showed flashes of dominance last season. Known for his speed off the edge and relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, Hunter has been a consistent force in the NFC, racking up sacks and creating havoc for opposing offenses. A move to San Francisco could instantly transform the 49ers' pass rush into one of the most feared units in the league, giving them an edge in both the regular season and the playoffs. The buzz started quietly on social media, with commentators speculating about Hunter's potential fit in defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans' scheme. Experts note that the 49ers' mix of athletic linebackers and versatile defensive linemen would allow Hunter to thrive, using his explosiveness to collapse pockets and disrupt timing. Rumors suggest that the team is willing to make significant financial and strategic moves to secure his signature, signaling a clear intent to dominate defensively in the coming season. Fans at Levi's Stadium are already imagining the impact: a relentless pass rush, increased pressure on elite quarterbacks, and a defense capable of turning games in an instant. Some skeptics, however, caution that signing Hunter would come with challenges, salary cap implications, and adjustments to team chemistry. But the 49ers front office appears undeterred. With the NFL offseason heating up, this rumor could very well turn into one of the most talked-about transactions of the year. While the deal is far from official, the speculation alone has sent a wave of excitement through San Francisco. If Danielle Hunter does join the 49ers, it could mark the beginning of a new era of defensive dominance, one where opposing offenses will think twice before stepping on the field. For now, the rumor remains unconfirmed, but the chatter is deafening. The 49ers might be on the brink of a game-changing move that could reshape the balance of power in the NFL. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.